so as you can see, I'm taking out my old ECU, and it kind of sucks though. I wasted what, paid $50 for this, then I paid $130 to get the skin removed. When I burnt it up, I'll tell you why and how I burnt it up. But I'm just trying to clean. Oh man, I scratched on my damn paint. God dang it. But anyways, this is my new ECU. I got out of 05 Dodge Ram because my DIY Hemi said if you get one from an old ECU from 05, you don't have to have skin removed. So I went to the junkyard. I paid $50 for that. So yeah, I lost 100, almost $200 off my old ECU, but it was my fault. Burned it up. But I'm gonna show you what not to do. But that's my new ECU. All I'm doing is clean up the harness right now. But I'm gonna show you what wires go where. Stay tuned. Oh, I can't remember if I put this in the video or not. But how I burned my ECU up was I had this pink wire, my trigger wire, onto this wire that was my run and start. I had this basic wire with this, and that's what burned my ECU up because it basically was overcharging. Well, it made the ECU surge. So when I was cutting the car off, the car was still like going freaking, like it was still wanting to run. It's because I still had the ignition wire on it. So don't make that mistake. Do not put your ignition wire with your freaking wire 11 and 12 because you will burn your ECM up. I learned that the hard way. All right folks, so you saw I was talking about I burnt my old ECU up. So let's go on to the wiring. So wiring up the wiring up the ASD relay. So basically from your C100 connector, that's this thing right here, you are going to take wire number 9. That's going to be the brown and yellow wire. That's the ASD relay output. So you're going to hook that up to your ASD relay, and you're also going to hook up wire 19 and 28 off the C3 relay. That's the white connector. See, ASD relay back to ECM. You're going to tie those two together, as you saw I did here. See, they're tied together, and put that into your relay 87 spot on the ASD relay. Then the ASD relay ground wire, that's also number 3 ASD relay ground off the C3 connector. Put that onto your 85 connector on your ASD relay. And you already know 30, that's going to be my power wire from the battery, directly from the battery. I do have a fuse. I'll show you, but I have one of these fuses from the AutoZone. I do have a fuse. I have that running to both relays, the ASD relay and the fuel pump relay. And then this is how I burnt up my ASD. This is how I burned up my old ECM. I have my trigger wire from my, remember I'm using the quick wiring harness. I have that trigger wire that I'm running. I put that at 87. Now what I did accidentally was I accidentally put this on wire 11 and 12 on the black connector, and that's what burned up my old ECM or ECU. So this is gonna be the trigger wire coming from your car, and we're gonna go inside once I finish the engine bay. So the next thing what I did was on the black connector, you got wire 11 and 12. As you can see, key on power, 12 volt battery, run starting off. See, this is where I didn't know, thanks to Shelby Dog. He told me that those two wires have to be tied together, which I did. So these are wire 11 and 12 off the first black connector. I tied those together and I ran into the car. I'm gonna go in the car and show you there where that goes, but I just want to show you all the engine bay stuff first. So that's mainly it. Then you run your ground, obviously, and also on the black connector, see this wire right here? Switch ignition start. That's the yellow wire. That's wire, whoops, wire 30. Which one's wire 30? 29, 30 is the yellow. That you're gonna run inside the car, and I'll show you where that goes. So the next thing you're gonna do now is hook up your the C100 connector. So you're gonna have to hook it to the C1 connector, the black connector, because those are for your injector. So you're gonna go to wire 8. That goes to the C1 wire 1. And what's C1 wire 1? C1 wire 1 is the coil 8. Then you're gonna go to, well, that's engine oil pressure. Where's the other one? You're gonna go to wire 7 on the C100 connector, and that goes to C1 wire 3. What's C1 wire 3? Coil 7. So that's where that hooks up to. Then after that, you're gonna go to number wire 8 off your C100 connector. That goes to C1 number 4. C1 number 4 is injector 8. Then C1 number 8 did that. Now you're gonna go to your brown wire, and that controls injector number 7, and that goes to C1 wire 5. C1 wire 5 is injector 7. And I think that's it if I'm not mistaken. So then you're gonna want to go to your wire, which one is this? Starter. Hold on, give me a minute. I'm trying to. So you go to wire 1 on the C100 connector. That should be this yellow and I guess gray, yellow and gray. And what I did was I ran it all the way to the ignition starter to, you know, where the battery is, where it screws on. That's where I ran that wire. Then you're gonna have to also ground it. This, I didn't hook up my MSD. You're gonna have to ground. Where the heck is that other wire? It's a black wire you gotta ground. Where is she? Okay, right here. Should be just the black and brown wire. It should be on one of the big ends. See, like, oops, see the big fat end? I think that's wire. Dang it, where is it? Wire. Damn. Can't remember which one. Okay, number 16. It grounds. So that wire is number 16. It grounds. So all I did was just put it on the engine block. Damn, my camera focused. But I just put it where the factory had it. Installed it on the back of the block that goes to the cylinder head. So I think that covers it all. I think number 9, it says fuse. Let me go to number 9. Number 9, hold on. Oh, that's number 9. I already talked about that. So yeah, that's all you need off the C100 connector. All the other stuff is for sensors like your MDS, a gas pedal signal, oil pressure, all that good stuff. So let's go in the car. So now I'm in the car, and hold on. Okay, so you remember wire 30? It was that yellow wire. I ran that straight to the yellow wire on my ignition off the Mopar. And then you remember wire 11 and 12, that was off the C1 connected to black. And remember, I put that black wire together, and I just put that and tie that into the blue and brown wire off the original connector. And if you remember the trigger wire that I showed you, that pink wire from my quick wire and harness, I put that to the ignition wire, which is the red, and I use that to trigger the ASD relay, and that basically fires up all the relay out there. And yeah, that's about it to make a run. So once you do that, you hear all that good noise, and then you got, I think I'm just low on fuel right now, but you'll see in the beginning I had it running. But yeah, more to come. If you have any questions, let me know. Peace.